my heart is filled with warmth in this place, all right, from speaking with Carlo, who's running the FUNCHAL Confeiteria. This place has been closed for a couple of decades, right, since 1983. And basically, you know, it kind of skipped a few generations. So there's the older generation kind of, you know, happy to have this place back. And there's loads of history behind all of this. So I don't even want to try and attempt to tell the story of Felisberta or the Confeiteria, but we are at least trying something. There was an old recipe back in the day. I did see online that the actual kind of best sellers here were the lágrimas, right? Teardrops, lágrimas. And I found it very interesting because I thought I was going to come here and I was going to try some lágrimas. But they said that they are still looking for the recipe, which is pretty cool in my opinion, because they could have just bullshitted us and like sold us some lágrimas and say these are the famous lágrimas, right? But they didn't. So without you know, trying to sound too unpolitically correct or incorrect, yeah, I wanted to say politically incorrect. They are, of course, looking for these recipes. So if you guys are locals and watching this and you happen to be in your 70s or something, but jokes aside, if anyone has access to these old recipes and some kind of a connect, you should come here and at least chat with them and see if that's your thing. And if you are just a normal person watching this video, then you want to come out here and check out the factory of the boiled meal, the honey cake factory, right? They're doing like a workshop and a museum upstairs. Not a factory, it's a museum with like a little demonstration place. They're gonna start doing workshops there and stuff. Should be fun. I don't want to talk too much. In today's video, we are eating this first, yet again. We're talking about food on some other kind of video. And I believe we're looking at flowers today. So we've got Lisa here with us. Sorry, Lisa, for not introducing you.
It's fine.
Hello.
Hi.
And it's great to have you back. Look at this. I'm eating with a knife and fork, right?
And what's the name of it?
Croissant.
I wish it was that easy, eh? Cornucopia? Cornucopia?
Yes.
Cornucopia? Yes. With an O, corno?
Yes.
Cornucopia.
Cornucopia.
Cornucopia. Hey, listen, man, that's what he said, right? It's good, it's good, it's approved. It's approved. Luckily, we are in the island of eternal spring here in Madeira, in Funchal. In today's video, we have a special guest and we are going to talk a little bit about the plants and the flowers of spring right here in Funchal. You're gonna love it, stick around, and yeah. Maybe I should get up and start looking for some flowers there. Lisa has informed me that this tree is actually called the sausage tree.
Yes, it's the Quigelia africana. This is native from tropical Africa. These fruits, they are toxic when they are raw. But I read that they actually eat it, they cook it and eat it in some places in Africa. But they also use it for relics, for instruments, in Kenya, they also use these fruits to help in the fermentation process of a local beer. Although I've also had a client once saying that calling it beer might be a bit too ambitious.
We call it sausage beer.
So maybe, I don't know. I didn't ask the name of the beer.
Wow, that's incredible. And does it flower in the spring?
It does flower. I'm not sure if it's in the spring. It does flower.
We're gonna find something today about the spring.
And the flowers, they have this smell that attracts bats. Not here in Madeira, obviously, but they attract bats. But it's actually for humans, it doesn't smell good at all.
All right. So we find plants like these in these gardens, you know, because there's a wide variety. Let's make it easy. There's a wide variety of plants.
Yes.
In Madeira, correct?
There's over 2,000 exotic species on the island.
On the island or in Funchal?
In Funchal and probably more on the island. There's actually more exotic exotic species than native to the island.
Right. Is this tree a cotton tree? The other one's a sausage tree, this is a cotton tree, right?
There's one of the common names is indeed cotton tree. Is the Coresia speciosa. This is from South America. And yes, it's known as kapok as well, as silk floss tree. But this is not exactly cotton. This is too thin to be turned into fabric. But people use this in Madeira to fill cushions. In other places it was used to fill teddy bears, winter jackets, these sorts of products. The common name for this plant in Portuguese is sumauma, but one other funny Portuguese name for this is barrel belly.
Barrel belly.
Yes, because some of the trees like this one, they have this natural adaptation that they develop a very large trunk to store water for the dry season.
Oh, wow.
Then they also have these spikes over here. Natural adaptation as well to prevent, not here in Madeira obviously because we don't have them, but to prevent monkeys and some other animals to actually climb the trees.
Yeah, wow. So this one seems to me that maybe had more use case for Madeirans than the sausage tree, right? You
yes,
said that,
yes,
I mean,
absolutely. Yes, the sausage tree, as far as I know, is only for decoration, for
show.
It's only an ornamental plant in Madeira.
So
yeah.
Would you find more of these on the island?
Oh yes,
yeah.
yes. There's loads of them here in Funchal. There's loads of them here in Funchal. There's a few in the entrance of this garden. There's a few in the Park Santa Catarina as well. Near the college, the Jesuit college. So there's quite a lot of these in Funchal. I'm not sure if there's a lot of them around the island, but in Funchal, yes, there's loads.
Fantastic for the allergies. For all of us allergy lovers.
Yes.
All right, so we got another flower, lantana, you said it's called?
Lantana, yes. Yes, I think it's the same name in Portuguese and English. It's originally from India. It flowers all year round. It also smells. If you do this.
Rub the leaf, yeah.
Yeah, if you rub the leaf, it smells. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the smell, but some people actually like it.
Well, we did a video a few weeks ago with another one that's like, it's just a little bit different, the colors, like blue and yellow, or like a light purple and yellow. And it also smells. It's probably like cousins to this. It might actually have been this one, and I'm just thinking that the colors are different. But this one actually smells even more. You don't like this smell? For me, it smells like passion fruit.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway.
Not a huge fan. A huge fan.
You mentioned that this flower comes from India, and this is something that you'll probably see a lot of in Madeira, correct?
Yes, yes.
Flowers that come from all over the world?
Oh, yes, absolutely, yeah.
And you once told me the story on a hike that the flowers, that they were used to be acclimatized here in Madeira to then be passed on to somewhere else.
Yes, that's why we have so many gardens at different altitudes. Because of course the higher you go up, normally it gets colder. So yes, there was indeed, especially in the 18th and 19th century, a lot of people bringing plants a little bit from all over, plant them in Funchal. We still have an area in Funchal that is called viveiros, because it's also where they used to, it's the farms, right? That's where they used to keep the seeds. They used to plant them in all these gardens. I mean, Monte is a great example of that. And then after a few years, after some of these plants were a bit more adapted to a colder climate, they were also taken to some other countries in Europe that are even colder than Madeira.
Can you imagine coming to Madeira to adapt to a colder climate? It's like, send me where that flower comes from. There's a cold flower in flor frio. Anyway.
Well, it's but it is true. I mean, I'm sure that you probably have had this conversation with other people. We have calla lilies growing in winter outside without just growing wild, and our clients, they used to tell us, I have to put them inside, and they still don't grow this big. So yes, of course, climate also affects how the plants grow. We also have an example. I have loads of clients that they have monstera at home,
right,
as a decorative plant, the cheese plant, but they never get the fruits. And we have the fruits over here because it's a subtropical climate.
All right, that's it. That's what we want to hear, right? So we're going to move on to another garden, talk a little bit more. Guys, remember, if you are coming here, you need to get in touch with Lisa to actually do a tour here of Funchal. Lisa has free walking tours, funchal.com, is it? Or .pt? Or
.pt, both.
.pt, both. Basically, if you go to Google and you hit free walking tours Funchal, you're going to find Lisa, and she does the best tours of Funchal. We love Lisa. And whenever we can have her here on the channel, we do that. So if you've got questions, please put them in the comment section. We love to hear from you guys. We want to know what to show you. And until then, you just have to be patient with us talking about spring and not talking about spring in a video, because we've got to find a spring flower. We're going to find a flower that springs in springtime.
That's the mission for today.
That can then connect with our title, right? Our purpose. Today's purpose. Hey? Yes, there's a plan. We didn't even have to leave the garden and Lisa found us a plant. I knew she was the right woman for the job. This is it.
Yes.
This is the flower that springs in
lily
spring.
Flower, yes. It's originally from China, and it flowers in the end of winter, beginning of spring, so perfect timing, I guess.
Smack time. It is March 2nd or 3rd? March 2nd today.
Yes, that's it.
So it's not quite springtime for us, but it feels like spring already, except for this very light wind that is just a little bit chilling. Like a little bit chilling.
Just a little bit,
yeah.
yes.
But anyway, there's more stories. Let's go. We're touring. This is, of course, the municipal garden, if we haven't said so already. Lisa also did say something now that I thought important to actually bring to attention, which is that in this garden you have a very high concentration of diverse plants, which is pretty cool. Right in the middle of Funchal, you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to pay anything. It's all here. And one of my favorite stories, so I can actually bring something to this video, is that if you can see right there, you got the coffee shop over there, the Ritz, and up at the top is actually a balcony. And there's a really long story that goes into the Ritz coffee shop, which is basically, it was an American entrepreneur who was on the way back from New York, landed here in Funchal, needed some kind of support. I don't know if it was supplies or if he had to fix something. Long story short, you know what it is?
Storm.
Storm.
As always.
It was a storm. It was a storm. Okay. Yeah, as always. Exactly. So you know the story, kind of. So yeah, so this guy basically fell in love here in Madeira, found a woman, fell in love, and this garden here was her favorite garden. So he started the coffee shop over there with the balcony at the top, so that they could look at his wife's favorite garden, which is pretty cool, right? It's very romantic. So I'll buy you a garden one day, babe, or at least a view to the garden. Should I say, a view to the garden. This guy was smart, eh? Couldn't buy the garden, you got a view to the garden. Anyway, there's another story down here. Hey, you've got the story about the fountain, right? I remember this fountain.
No,
the sculpture.
The sculpture.
Because this is an emblematic part. I mean, you used to see this sculpture on all the postcards and things,
Yes,
right?
yes.
When we were kids.
Still, look at the duck. Still, one of my favorite photos of Funchal is of this fountain.
Yeah.
But yes, the original sculpture that was here before the 1940s was actually stolen. So in 1943, the Council of Funchal, they ordered this one, that has been here for almost 100 years now, that is called the Boys, os Meninos. That stolen statue is now in a private collection, in a private garden in Boston, USA.
Which is insane. Because
Yeah.
then you start thinking why and how and who could it possibly have been?
Yes, honestly, I've looked for more information about it. I can't seem to find anything else than that it was stolen and that it's in that private collection, but one day I hope to still find some more information who stole it and why.
Very interesting, Boston, but of course it ties back to this kind of story of Funchal and Madeira being this, center of the world in a certain way, which people can learn more about when they're out with Lisa. So yeah, now we found our plants, we could technically cut it off, right? Hey, we
I
found
guess.
the plant in spring. We've been making all these videos about all these things like what to do on a rainy day and then it doesn't rain. And we eating and drinking. Today we started drinking and we're talking about spring. I'm just kidding, right? We're gonna do one more stop, right? And we're gonna go just up the road here to one of our favorite places. And we're gonna talk some more plants with Lisa. This is probably one of my favorite flowers in Madeira.
Really?
Yeah. I
What
love
is
the
it
way they
called?
hang over the walls and the quintas and the old buildings. And
I also love it, unless when it's very windy and I have to sweep it off my. Well, I don't live with my dad anymore, but I used
pollen.
to have to, yes,
Yeah.
to sweep it all over the terrace. So that was my least favorite part about these plants. But yes, they're indeed very beautiful. What's the name?
Bougainvilleas.
Yes. Where
Yes.
they're from?
Where do they come from? Well, you just told me. So
No, that's a test.
I'll let you take the show.
Okay, so you don't remember anymore.
South America.
Yes.
South
it
America.
comes from South
so
America.
let me see. This would have come from a warm country,
Yes.
right?
From warm countries, yes.
Coming here to maybe acclimatize. Maybe.
Maybe, yes. But yes, I guess it's a good example of some of the plants that the people that moved to South America, eventually to Brazil, and then came back home centuries ago. I'm sure it was one of the plants that really called their attention and they want to bring it with them. And we do have Bougainvilleas literally everywhere on this island. These ones are purple, but we also have red, we have white, orange, yellow. So yes, it's definitely one of the most characteristic plants that we see around here in Madeira.
So obviously, Madeira being like the center of the world, like we say, right? Connected to all this commerce, the wine, the embroidery, all of these kinds of things. That's obviously going to connect all the plants and the flowers.
Yes, I mean, we
like-
do have indeed plants from all over the world. I think we today covered mostly South America and
India.
Africa, but I mean, one of the most invasive species we have in Madeira comes from Australia, the eucalyptus. The eucalyptus, the mimosas, they come from Australia.
Right.
That magnolia we saw comes from China. So yes, there's other magnolias that come from North America. So yes, the plants, I think it's actually a great representation of how much Madeiran people actually traveled for centuries and brought something with them, probably also took something with them to other countries as well. So yes, it's a good representation of our movements around the world.
100%. Well, Lisa, on that bombshell, thank you for coming
Thank
with
you.
us
Thank you
today.
for inviting me.
You guys, you have to do your tour with Lisa, trust me. It's one of the best things you can do in Funchal to get a good perspective of everything Funchal related. And stick around because there's lots of great stuff coming here to the channel. We can't wait. We're going to Toronto soon. Sorry. Yeah. And there's going to be loads of great stuff coming to this channel. So don't go away. Remember, like and subscribe. Tell us what you want to see. And on that bombshell, Andre,
Let's hit the road.
let's hit the roads.
Hit the road, Jack.
Don't
Won't you come back no more, no more, no more.
Careful
no
with
more.
the copyright. Careful with
yeah,
the
yeah,
copyright,
yeah.
Lisa.
So Lisa, what do you think we should call the video, eh? We can't call it the flowers of spring.
Ask AI.
I should ask AI.
That's,
There's
that's your
things that
thing.
AI is good for and things that AI is not good for, you know,
You
that
want
I've
to show
learned.
which books you have
Yes.
for reference?
I also have a souvenir from my sister when she was like 3 years old. She decided to draw a little bit in my book. So this is from Raimundo. Both of these are from Raimundo Quintal. He's a very well-known botanist from Madeira. So yes, both of these books were written by him.
Cool
Awesome.
stuff.
All right, let's
Well-
get to work, huh?
Bye. Cheers.